Hi, I'm Jonathan Weinberg. Today I'm going to talk about the year of the ox pen, which is 2021 from Penbbs. It's very unusual looking. I just have done a review of the year of the tiger pen, which is this year's pen, and that is kind of odd or unusual, let's say unusual. This one I would say is actually odd. It doesn't have a clip. It has a unusual cap that's small and just covers the nib rather than the whole half top of the pen. So this little cap. It doesn't have a clip. It just has this roll stop, which has a stone on it that is labradorite. So each pen is unique. This is a limited edition. I think 999 of these pens were made, and on the cap it actually gives you the number. And it has a very unusual filling system. That's sort of a piston filler, but it's sort of like a vacuum filler. And which is nice. What's nice is that it does close. So if you pressure is applied, or if you're in an airplane, supposedly it won't leak, and it holds a tremendous amount of ink. So that's a good thing. It has this interesting little sort of bejeweled element here at the end of the pen. It's clear, so you can see what's going on here, which is nice. I always like that, where you can sort of see the barrel and how much ink you have. It feels nice in the hand, but it's unusual, and a lot of reviewers feel like there's just too much going on in this pen. The year of the ox is written on the top of the pen, and we'll look at it more carefully under the camera. But one thing you have to say about Penbbs is that they don't just make the same old pens and stick a Jofo nib at the end. So many pen companies, really, that's all they seem to be doing, is they're creating a holder for Jofo nibs. Penbbs makes their own nibs, and they keep seemingly experimenting with different kinds of pens, different filling systems. So it's fun. And then the other thing they have to say about them is their pens are affordable. This pen, it was under $60. And their nibs are usually really good writers. Now I have to say that this one, the nib out of the box was a bit scratchy, but I was able to work on it a little bit, and it now writes really well. So that's the other thing to say about the pen. So I'm going to do the thing where I'm going to, of course, write with it, and then I'm going to do a drawing of oxen, which is completely new for me. Obviously, doing it from a photograph and trying out the pen. As always, please subscribe. It's the way to support the channel, and makes me feel good. So thank you. The pen comes in a really beautiful red box. It says Penbbs on it. And when you open it up, there's this lovely card that says 2021. It has a gold design around the edges. I don't know if you can see that. And you can see this little ox. And on the other side of the card are the instructions. And there's the pen. Comes with it, obviously. And it's very safe in this kind of red coffin. And then you have these elaborate instructions, because the pen has a very unusual filling system, which I really couldn't show you on camera. At least I couldn't show you on camera. But you can see that it has a huge barrel and a huge amount of ink. And the way you fill this pen is you unscrew it here, you pull it back, unscrew it all the way, you pull it back, and there is, you can see that there, I hope you can see, that there's a little head to this, but when you pull it all the way back and you turn it, it attaches to a bigger head, piston head, and then when you push it into the ink, you push it down and then you pull it up and that fills the whole ink into here, and then you disengage the little head from the big head and pull that down. Then when you push this down again and turn it all the way, it blocks ink from getting into the nib, so when you're traveling, right? Also, I suppose the other thing to do when you want to clean it is you pull this all the way back, engage the top, put it over an ink bottle or over your sink, and then push it down, and that will push all the ink out of the pen. I myself have not tried to take this apart. I'm sure that it's tricky to do that, and I'm sure there's somebody else online who does that. You can see again how unusual the pen is. Some nice features of the pen are the finial and the way it says year of the ox. Let's see if I can get this to focus. See that? It says year of the ox. Pen BBS 2021. There's a cute little ox on there. The cap posts on the bottom, and when you screw it, it doesn't turn the piston, which is good. So that's well thought out. I should say that it's a surprisingly light pen for all the stuff that's going on. With all that ink in it, it weighs, and posted, it weighs around 26 grams. Safari, I think, weighs 17 grams. But that's, I think, without ink. So it feels both substantial, but not terribly heavy. This pen, unlike the Year of the Tiger, actually has some flex to it, the nib. But as I was saying before, when I went out of the box, it was a bit scratchy. But I was able to, I kind of flossed the nib with a thin piece of copper, and I did a little work on it with some fine sandpaper, very fine, micro mesh, and I was able to get it to write fairly well. I think nicely, particularly for a fine. But right here, it's a bit scratchy and a little bit dry. No good reverse writing. So now I'll do drawing.